Now, this is hot seat. This one's hard because it's episode 1. I was thinking this could be more of a segment for later on in this series. But anyone on the hot seat, whether it's, oh, this looked bad, or hey, this person's getting cut. It's really just a player that either just didn't get depicted well, or isn't viewed probably great after a certain screen time or something along those lines. And of course, anyone that's having a bad camp, and maybe they talk about it during the show, because there probably is a few cuts that they're going to get that are going to be coming down the in the next few episodes probably.
So so speaking of Colin, right? It's not that he's on the hot seat, but I think we talked about it, the wide receiver room it's got about 5 slots already locked in. And if you listen to today's presser with Eberflus, Velus is also working on the running back side. So I feel like he's more of a lock, which means one less spot in that wide receiver room.
Yeah. So and Velus was also drafted.
Right. So it's like, is he on the, even though he played amazing in that game, is he on the hot seat just due to the limited spots on this roster? It sucks. That's what sucks about preseason.
I think it's fair. It's fair. And we're going to have to see how this plays out because there's 3 more games,
Of course.
For me, hot seat for me, I'm going to go the Hall of Fame game. That's what I'm going to do. I don't think it was great. I like seeing the ceremony. I think the fact that first of all, it rained. The weather was terrible. They should have known. They saw this radar coming in, at least a day in advance. The field was garbage. Overall, the ceremonies went great, but from the product, I think they're on the high. I don't know. This Hall of Fame game is getting a little overrated here. So that's really hard to pick anybody here. I mean, Colin Johnson's a good one, but Austin Reed not getting to finish, his family coming down like we talked about earlier. Hall of Fame game. The people that set this up, I know you can't change it probably. The kickoff time is probably harder to do, but maybe move it up an hour or 2, and we've been able to finish this game. So I have to nitpick here. So I'll just get Hall of Fame game. And there's been some complaints over the years, honest to God, about not just the playing surface, but the Hall of Fame game in general. So I like it. I like the premise. I like being able to see, obviously this year with so many Bears being, honored. Really cool. But man, that was tough to see. To see it canceled. Like, I know we went through it. We were live at the time, but like they canceled the game, suspended it, or canceled altogether. The Bears won, which is great, but it's kind of weird to see outside of, obviously the Bengals and Bills game a couple years ago.
NFL loves their money. They're not
I'm saying, were there not live bets either? Like,
yeah, no, there were, because they got voided. Some of them got voided.
Yeah, they got voided. Mm-hmm. Like, I know there's a lot of things. Like, this is like the first game.
NFL's not gonna.
People are loving it. So
they suspend. That means no advertising money. The NFL is not. They love their money. They're not doing it unless they don't have a choice. Yeah. So I feel that though. I mean, that's the thing about the Hall of Fame game. It is literally the definition of a tease. You've been waiting so long for NFL action, and then you get to the NFL action, and you're like, oh wow,
this is canceled.
You're like, oh wow, this isn't what I thought. Game. This isn't what I thought I was getting. So
it's not looking great for you.
But at least we get 3. We get an extra practice, which is good. Not extra practice. We started practice early, which is good, and then we also get 3 more. So at least it's not like this is our 1 and then we lose out in the other 2. So hopefully the real preseason, which means that Caleb Williams will get some snaps in the next one, actually happens, and we get to see some.
And I think
starters play.
I think Caleb's going to play. He's going to play.
I think so too. I think there was report. I think Schefter said
now he may only hand it off, but he's going to play.
He's going to be out there. I think Schefter said that he would be surprised. I think he said this like Monday. He'd be surprised if Caleb is not playing at least a little bit.
And guys in the beat that I've talked to as well, like, because I'm like trying to get engaged. Because there's a report. I think it was Ben Devine, and he's been accurate on some things. But I was like, talk about people. I don't think it hasn't been decided, which Flus even talked about. Like, I'll talk with you guys on Thursday and we'll have a better answer. But from what I've heard, it's leaning towards, as long as there's not crazy disruption with, I think, the offensive line, which today you saw some cohesiveness. Like, people were kind of back. Tevin Jenkins, who was out
Nate Davis
kind of left practice 2 days ago, and now he was back. No one even asked about it at the podium, which was I found odd, but cool. I mean, he's back, so I guess that kind of answers it. Nate Davis, again, he kind of got a message today from Flus. You know, it was very read between the lines, or actually, I think it was very forward of Flus talking about, you know, hey, can a player lose his starting position due to injury? And
he's not wrong.
No, I think that's possible.
That happens. But
it is odd but Flus doesn't have to say that.
No,
he does not have to come out and say that. I just thought it was like very direct, like, hey, Nate Davis, what the fuck is going on, buddy?
For sure.
And so, but I really want to take a step. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. I'm like, let's take it easy on Nate Davis for a little bit longer.
I wonder.
He's running me.
I mean, look, it's because I'm still like not like upset.
Are we the only two people?
Bro, people do not like it.
But are we like the only people who are like, hey, let's give it a little bit longer? I feel like we're like the only two fans left.
The dude, like his circumstances that he went through last year are the worst you could ever do. So like, that's my thing. I feel like there's like a lack of empathy. I know it's a result-based business. I totally understand that. But can we let this man play a season, without
I'm
trauma?
not even talking about last year, because like he was here for the first 2 weeks of practice. He was there. He got injured. That fucking happens. And I get it. It's not great with Nate Davis. And you talk about last year and everything that happened. For me, I'm like, there was like 18 players or like 15 players last year heading into week 1, or about 2 weeks ago to week 1. Remember against I think it was Green Bay. We're like, where are they? There's so many people are banged up. Guys are injured. They're playing playing like half practices or on the the bike or treadmill, and we were worried. But then we were full strength come week 1, like out of nowhere. Like, oh no, we're good. And so I think these guys are very cautious, which they should be. Now we still got our ass beat. Week 1, we talked too much on it. So we were healthy.
I was at that.
We still got our ass kicked. So I mean, that's what I'm saying. We could be missing guys, and maybe it goes differently. But we were 100% healthy, and now just that we have different players here. But all in all, I'm gonna give Nate Davis 2 more weeks. 2 more weeks.
I'm giving him this, bro. Look, I need to see him.
No, I need him on the practice field. If he's not in the practice field in 2 weeks,
I see what you're saying. Then you'll be concerned.
Pads, then I'm worried.
Yeah, of course.
But if he's out there and he's back practicing within a week,
who cares?
And he consistently plays he practices through for the next 3 weeks and he's ready to go, no one's gonna be worried about it. And I think I'm not saying he's gonna be a star, but this guy can play. He can be a very good, or he can be a good right guard.
He had his worst season last year, and there's a reason why that could, you can look at variables why that would happen, right? Outside sources, external factors. But if you look at the rest of his career, he's been pretty consistent at being above average guard. That's why Ryan Poles went out and signed him. So yeah, I know it's what have you done for me recently, and that's how the NFL is. So I totally get why people feel that way. But I guess I'm just looking at it like, this is a new season, a new team. He deserves another chance to go out there and show that he can go back to what he was previously. Now, if he doesn't this year, now we have a trend. We have 2 years back-to-back of him not being good. Then it's like, okay, maybe we need to move on. But 1 year of not being good with known external factors that we know about, I'm not going to just be like, oh, it's over. Some people saying it's the worst Ryan Poles signing. And I'm like, bro, did you all forget about Claypool? And you're saying this is even worse?
Well, that's not a signing. That's a trade.
That's even worse. You gave up picks.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, as far as signing goes.
I mean, true. I get you. It's not a signing. Worse
probably.
Move, well, to be fair, he doesn't have a lot. He doesn't have a lot. He has what, 2 off seasons?
I would say the worst signing could be the guy that didn't even sign all the way. He failed his physical.
His first one.
God dang.
The tackle. Oh, the defensive tackle. Why can I not?
Whoever it is,
he ended up going to Pittsburgh.
Right now, yes, hit me. And I don't know if he's in the league right now. To be honest, I'm serious. He missed out a lot of money, dude.
With that foot injury. Oh, man, he couldn't pass his physical. Why can't I was excited about his name?
I was very excited about it. Anyways, long story short, throw it in the chat if you can. I think hot seat's a little early, but I think it's, we'll get the Hall of Fame game in there. And then usually Colin Johnson's, I think, is very fair. Great game, but it's like it highlighted, and DJ Moore and Caleb, we talked about it earlier. It highlighted how deep that position group is. And it's like, you can have a great preseason game.
Larry
Ogunjobi.
Yeah, that's it. I think he played. He ended up being signed with the Pittsburgh. but I don't think he ended up doing that well. So, but thank you,
Yeah.
Larry. Appreciate it. Or not Larry.
Thanks, Larry.
Jared. Yeah, thanks, Larry. No, thanks, Jared, for sharing that.